Well, folks, I'm back at Bob McVay's place. Today, I'm picking up the Oldsmobile for our customer. It is all done and ready to rock and roll. You can see that 455 goodness right there. I also did want to go ahead and pick up my AMC 360 short block. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting works. Because I'm going to tear that down at our shop. Bob's got enough stuff on his plate, and he's staring down the eyeball of shoulder surgery here very shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of tearing this down at our shop. See where everything is, clean it all up, and get it ready to go as far as the machining goes, and then I'll bring it back up here for us to be able to move through that, whatever the timetable works on that, because we got enough projects going on right now to keep us busy for quite some time. Now that the Oldsmobile build is done, we have two Pontiac 350 builds that are going to be moving forward as well. One is going to be a 350 HO, one is a 350 normal, and those guys are both right here in his engine assembly room. This is the Pontiac 350. That's out of my 1970 Pontiac Le Mans. And that is my 350 HO block, which is going to go in my 68 Pontiac Le Mans. Both are going to be cast iron headed. Both are going to be good street motors. Nothing totally crazy, but we are spending way more money than anybody probably should on a Pontiac 350 on that one. Both will have forged rods. Both will have aftermarket pistons. Both should be about 9.5 to 1 compression on cast iron heads. Should be great. But today, the reason we're going to be hanging around here after hours is Bob is getting ready to fire up a small block Chevy on the dyno. For all of you small block Chevy guys, this one's for you. I'm lucky enough to be up here, and Todd, the owner of this thing, is going to let us film some stuff. So, another dyno day with Bob. Who's going to complain about that? Let me walk you through this thing and see where we are. Fire up. Runs good. So what's the concern with this thing? Making sure it runs. Making sure it runs? And it's also running the Hyperspark system. We're doing timing control on this one as well. What do you have for base timing?
Well, at idle it's 15.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry, at starting it's 15, idle it's 20, and if it's going to advance to 32, right on the throttle.
Okay. We'll start there and then see where she wants to be.
Yeah.
Now this is a 383. Okay. What kind of compressions in this?
Compression 10 to 1.
10 to 1?
Black hubs.
Okay.
With a hydraulic roller camshaft.
Okay. It should run pretty well.
What?
It should run out pretty well.
Yeah.
Another actual pump gas motor. If you aren't tired of me saying that yet, I am kind of a stickler when people talk about pump gas. Pump gas to me is stuff you get out of a gas pump anywhere you go. So it doesn't matter if you're in the Midwest, if you're down south, you're out west, if you're up north. Pump gas comes out of a pump anywhere you are. So you got about 87 octane, you got 89 octane, you got 91, 93. Those are pump gas. If you're running on E85, you're running on poor man's race gas. That's not really pump gas. The efficiency of energy efficiency of E85 is not there, but it's got great octane to it, which is why you need to use so much E85, because that's how it is. But it has great energy. It has great octane to it. So it is poor man's race gas. I get it. Not what you want to be calling a pump gas motor, and you definitely don't want to build anything that you're planning on driving quite a lot. on 12.5-to-1 compression on iron heads that you could run on E85. Can't do that on 93 octane. Maybe, but you'd be on the real ragged edge blowing some stuff up. So hopefully you could hear what Bob was saying with this motor. Aluminum heads, 10-to-1, flat top pistons, roller camshaft, 383 stroker, just a normal street drivable motor. We're gonna start it at 32 degrees, make a pull on it, see where it is, see how happy it is, and then we can make adjustments from there. The main thing that you can do with this whole situation is it allows you to very easily change timing and see exactly what your engine combination likes. All the old hats say this is what your number is. If you built this, this is what it wants. Well, maybe. That might be true, but maybe not. For instance, that Oldsmobile that we built, we ran it at 30 degrees timing. We ran it up to 32, 36, it lost power. Went down to 29, it lost power. It really liked 30 degrees. If you look at everything online, everybody says it needs 36 degrees of timing. Not necessarily the case. Everybody's combination is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to depend also on a lot of fuel and the timing and the camshaft. So that's the nice thing with the dyno situation, is we can test all this stuff right here. And cannot do those Jimmy Wumps. And the nice thing is with the Hyperspark situation, all you really got to do is just tell it what you want for timing. You just put it into the system, reboot the computer, and do it again. It'll do that right there off the rip, instead of having to pull out your timing light, twist it just a little bit, and do it again. So, getting her warmed up at this point in time. It's a little bit complicated on the dyno because you've got to kind of restrict the amount of water that's going into the motor to let it heat up, because it's not a closed loop system like your car is. So it takes a little while to be able to get it. So we got to kind of be a little bit playful with it as far as how much water we're circulating in versus how much is in the water stack that's in there. So we're just going to let her warm up, make our first pull.
Thinking about it for a minute.
So it comes right back down to 900 RPM?
Yeah, super clean looking graph.
It's smooth. Makes a difference when it's got fuel pressure.
So we'll look at the pressure, it'll be moving.
I was watching it, it was staying right at 60, I thought, 62. I saw a few.
So I was looking at the AFRs, we're 1300 degrees.
Yeah.
147 degrees.
Yeah.
Fuel pressure from 63 to 60.
Yeah, we fixed that problem.
And oil pressure, 90 pound, 91, 92 pounds.
That all looks good.
Okay. So we can put another 2 degrees?
Yeah, maybe a little more.
Maybe
A little more?
I'm thinking 4.
The nice thing is all I gotta do is on this.
I know.
None of that light twist and
turn.
No, none of that. None of that.
No screws, nothing. Same with idle speed.
415 at 5,000. Essentially, torque made no difference there at all. 497 at 4,100. What are you doing? One more degree? 2 more degrees?
I think he's going about 3, I think you're saying 38.
Where are you taking this thing to?
38.
38 degrees. You don't even have to get out your little fancy schmancy timing light and turn it or anything. Look at Bob doing tuning right here, boys. It's new school. Old dog, new tricks.
Old dog, new tricks.
Sounds pretty good. Undeniable, the sound of a nice cammed small block Chevy. Just a classic hot rod sound. Did you like what? Did you like it more or no?
Nope, exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
You kidding me?
Nope.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Sounds good, yeah.
So you've given it what, 8 degrees of timing?
No,
7
it went
degrees?
from 30.
6 total, right? You went from 32 to 35 to 38.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 total, and it made no difference at all.
Well, the last one was 35, or 415.09 to 415.23.
Yeah, no difference.
No difference at all.
No.
Wow.
You got all 3 on there, is that what
Yeah.
I'm seeing? Okay. Yeah, look, yeah,
Wow.
no change.
Lost a little bit of torque from what 497 to 494.
So what is...
Yeah. Less than 1%.
Yeah. You see this down here under the curve though. It's lost power there.
On the top timing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last,
Which hit, was that the last one?
Yeah.
yep.
So when you-
It's lost torque down here.
Yeah, it's lost torque down there. So we probably want to back up a little bit.
Back up to
Yeah,
this one.
Run it about 35 or 6.
Because that's still got your
Yeah.
peak torque there, and it's still got more horsepower out here too. Or more torque
torque.
out here.
Yeah.
Torque, yeah. That horsepower curve is very flat. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Makes power all the 2,000
Your
RPM range. That's pretty good.
Water brake's also a lot happier too. On this versus one that Oldsmobile, it hated that thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. For your viewing enjoyment, we're going to try something. So we've thrown 6 degrees of timing at this thing, and it's not making any difference. That is a Performer RPM, by the way. Those, so you guys understand what intake it's running. But we're going to test what this fancy schmancy spacer we have does on an EFI system. This guy, Super Sucker, 1 inch. On a carburetor, the typical understanding is on phenolic spacers and that kind of stuff, and what I have seen myself on the dyno is you typically lose torque, you pick up RPM. You trade it at about a 2-to-1 or a little less than 2-to-1, so you lose 10 foot-pounds of torque, but you'll pick up 5 horsepower. Part of that is the adding additional capacity under the carburetor as far as actual air capacity goes. So we're going to put this thing on here and let's see what this thing actually does for a fuel injected setup. It should change atomization, especially on a carburetor, but with the fuel injection system, I don't know. I've never done this before. I've never checked this, so it should be neat to find out. Let me figure out where I hid this thing, and we'll get it tossed on there. There you go. One fancy schmancy CNC billet aluminum spacer. If nothing else, it is a nice piece of jewelry. Let's see what she does. Alright, so what's your predictions?
Yeah, I think it'll do a little.
Think it'll pick up something? Todd?
Yeah, I think it'll pick up a little bit. The question is, will we lose torque?
Right, when you lose something for what you gain.
Nothing free, right?
Alright guys, this is the point in the video where you pause it and you speak up. What do you think this thing's gonna do? I have no horse in this race. I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, no horse Bob. So we're just doing this for science and because you guys want to see this.
Make sure it feels alright?
Yeah, just shove it.
Make sure.
So, what do you think? Is it going to pick up horsepower? Is it going to pick up torque? Is it going to lose torque and pick up horsepower? We'll know here shortly. Alright, so full disclosure, we're going to run 36 degrees?
35.
35 degrees? Okay.
That's what you showed.
Yeah, that's what it showed on the screen. Yeah, 35.
Confused me.
You got to click on the thing still.
You're not on the home screen yet.
It's on the main screen, not the gauges screen. I need gauges. There you go.
There we go.
Now we're going. All right, here we go. For those who are curious, these are exhaust gas temperature sensors. The nice thing about having a set of dyno headers, they sweep out way out here, way away from where electronics are. But this gives you the ability to monitor individual cylinders for the exhaust gas temperature. So if you've got one cylinder that's running a little bit differently than the other, it's a really nice way of being able to troubleshoot what's going on. Okay, additional point of contact here. The fuel we are running is the same 87 octane that I ran the Oldsmobile 455 on. So, not a damn bit of difference.
It don't care what you put on it.
You picked up 2 horsepower.
It does not matter.
Okay. So,
There's it again.
so is that a feature of it doesn't care about the extra atomization? Because it's already atomized from being injected?
Maybe.
Yeah, the only other variable you have left is the fuel situation.
So only buy these if you're running a carburetor.
Yeah.
Well, it did make more torque under the curve up here.
Yeah, I did.
Now, when you put it back to 35, right? Well, yeah, the curve did a little bit.
It's still above her.
Yeah,
It's still a little...
On the last one. Right in the midst. Could have picked up torque a little bit down here as an average. I should be saying that as an average.
Yeah. That torque is better down low.
But look how it dropped to AFR.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it ran considerably richer.
Wow.
Considerable.
Like a full
A
point.
full point richer. Yeah.
So is that a feature of it, the more you drive it, it'll lean itself back out some more?
Yeah. It might pick back up after another.
And it'll pick up more? Because a full point AFR is a pretty significant amount.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Interesting.
You want to do the other graph first?
So what we're looking at here is
Yeah, these are the last 2 pulls.
Yeah.
your AFR on running that spacer is about a full point, especially over some of this in the mid-range here.
Yeah.
where it actually did end up picking up power here.
Yes, that's right, it did. And that was the reason why.
Right there.
Yeah.
So
You can come up here and show this, and then it makes the effect up here on this line. See how that does that?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the richer mix makes more power.
Yeah.
Makes
leaner
more torque.
Yeah.
So leaner isn't meaner.
Yeah. Yeah, it needed it.
Well,
Well,
it is on high end,
and this
no
high spot right here was a little too lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And you got a dip in torque there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a cleaner line. Now, whether or not that's the ECU figuring something else out or what, but
Right.
you definitely are making more
Now, the
power
other-
under the curve here.
And the other thing is, yeah, it's wide open throttle, so it wouldn't have anything to do with the timing.
Yeah.
So,
That's interesting. So the other thing we were looking at was the exhaust gas temperatures between these two runs.
so this is the first run where it's leaner, and you can see. Let me run down here. This is at the top of this is 6,000 RPM.
So you're in the
Yeah, you can see
13s?
the average. There's more 13s than there is 12s, and when you come down here to this other one, there's more 12s than there is 13s
yeah. So you do run a little bit cooler
So it's
because it is
strong,
also
because it's
running
richer.
richer.
because it's richer.
All right, so we're gonna throw one more experiment at this. I'm gonna go run and grab some, whatever they have at that place, 91, 93, something like that. I'm gonna go grab the best gas they've got. And we're gonna throw some timing at this thing with some better dyno juice. And we're gonna see what that actually does. Technically speaking, this thing should pick up power because it's got the compression. It should pick up power. And that was on 35 that we just
Yes.
ran that on, 35.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that was the highest.
Yeah,
Now, to me, if you're going to put fuel in it, higher octane fuel, run it on 35 and go back to 38
and see what it
see
does.
if it changes anything.
It should be happier at 38. At least that's what everybody says. We're doing science, boys.
Science consensus.
We're doing science. All right, let me run up to the gas station real quick. This beautiful Friday afternoon. By the way, honey, happy Valentine's Day. Everybody says happy Valentine's Day to all of our ladies that are wondering where we are because we're dicking around in the shop playing with toys. Big boy toys. 93 octane. Put about, oh, I don't know, 2 gallons, 2.5 gallons in this thing. There you go. All right, 93 octane in the fuel tank. Hit the pause button again. Let us know what you think. Is it going to make more power without adding timing? Is it going to make more power when we do add timing? Typically speaking, you would say yes, it is going to make more power, especially when we add timing.
What?
What do you think?
He's talking to his fans.
Talking to myself. Say hi to the people, Bob.
Hi to the people.
Hi to the people, Bob. Think it's going to make more power?
It's more timing.
Without timing. Do you think it'll make more power or no?
No.
Okay. Then you think it will make more power
Make
with
more
timing?
power yet.
Yeah. No matter what the fuck we do to it.
It doesn't
make
care
more-
what we do.
This is interesting. I'm genuinely curious. And we do still have the spacer on there as well. Let's see. Alright, so this is still at 35 degrees.
Yes.
No timing change.
We didn't change it.
Okay.
We drained the fuel, put the new fuel in.
And we flushed the line, so this
Yes,
is
we flushed it on.
93 octane.
Shows what we know.
It lost power, but it picked up torque.
Did it?
I think, didn't it? Or did it lose power all across? Lost power all across the board.
Torque was like 490.
Okay.
I think that's what I saw.
So, science.
Bitch, ain't it?
All right. Oh, it's way
What's that
rich.
AFR now? Wow.
Look at that. Look at how rich that thing is.
Yeah. Lost 2 more points.
So it's so rich and it lost 14 horsepower and 8 foot-pounds of torque. But look at how rich that is. There's your graph.
It smells rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull a plug.
It's going to tell me it's rich.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, but like, is it to the point where it's a plug is fouled? No, or do you just drive it around for a moment and let it?
You can drive it around a little
Or
bit.
put timing in it.
And put timing in it.
Okay. So command it to what do you want? 38.
Yeah.
That's where we were before.
Yep.
Okay. Go do your tuning. That newfangled stuff. Doesn't need a wrench or anything. I wasn't really expecting it to lose power.
No, I wasn't either.
So this is a story. We were in here dynoing something with Bill. We were running it on 91. Maybe it was a big block Chevrolet. And I don't remember what it was now, but I think I had 87 in it. Bill ran down there and put 91 in it and it lost. He the first time.
Was it carbureted?
Yeah, it was carbureted.
Oh God, if it's Bill's, it's definitely carbureted.
Yeah.
Huh. Did you add more timing and it picked back up or no?
I don't remember.
I think I remember that with Bill.
Check my notes.
Because we were joking about the fact that it made like 600 horsepower on 87
I'm
octane.
pretty sure it was the big block because he ran out of here scared.
Yeah. It made an obscene amount of power at 87 octane. I remember that part. I think I remember that part, or I'm hallucinating.
No, I mean that's
I feel like that
is what happened.
All right,
I forgot that, or I would have guessed that.
So we're back to 38 all in, wide open throttle. All right. Now, this thing better make more power.
Well, if it
So
don't,
why is it so much richer? Does it take it too long to learn? Because we didn't.
Well, it's going to have a different detonation point with that.
Yeah, but we're telling it where to be, right? So.
Yeah, but it may not have learned where that,
That's what I mean.
table
Just
is.
too much time.
Yeah.
And not enough
You
time.
just drive it around and it'll
Yeah.
lean itself back out.
yeah, we're trying to get it to react too fast.
Quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that is one of the things that you will definitely say, old school carbureted versus EFI.
It doesn't have to learn.
You change the jets and it does what it's told to do.
Yeah.
There's no difference whatsoever, whereas this one does have a relearning feature. So it would invariably learn where this fuel is and lean itself back out.
Without learning, it may not see much difference here either.
Yeah. Unless we did 2 or 3 pulls back to back,
Yeah.
in which case it's going to automatically figure that out. Which, honestly, would probably also be an interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
Pull it once, let it cool for a moment, and then pull it again.
See if
And don't make
see if
any
it
changes and see if it comes back up. Science! We're doing all kinds of science tonight. Wasn't planning on doing this much science.
Science on Valentine's Day.
Honey, I'm sorry I'm late. I was doing
I'm doing
science.
science.
Yeah, that'll always work. Whose woman will say, oh, okay,
Not
sure.
one time.
Yeah, no.
She put me off the last 2 days. I'm putting her off for a few hours.
There you go.
Only 2 days? Wow. Look at you.
He's got that Florida tan. That's why it works that way. All right, 38 degrees.
Torque number, yeah.
So it broke 500 foot-pounds of torque. Barely, but it did.
But it did.
It looked to me on the handheld like the AFRs were leaner.
Yeah, I see what that's doing.
I really expected this thing to make more of a difference.
Which one is it?
So, number 6.
They were leaning.
Okay, so it did lean out.
Yeah, it is learning. And we put timing in it.
Man, that's so little difference.
Throw a blanket over all of them.
It did.
So the answer is, at the end of the day,
Just doesn't matter.
put whatever you want to in it.
It just doesn't matter. There's no way you feel that little difference in the seat.
No,
Well, but
for $1 more a gallon.
Yeah.
You know.
But I am just happy that this dyno will register 1 horse.
Yeah.
I mean, you make a change and you see it makes sense on what it does, and it's what makes this thing fun.
So the only question that I have
Oh my, you got more than one.
is a pre-detonation question. Can you run 10 to 1 on 87 octane safely without pre-detonation? It doesn't make a difference on
Well,
power.
I mean, I think if you know, of course, aluminum heads, it helps.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But
In this case,
I think that comes back to the fact is I haven't went there yet. Is when I do my 434 or 427 is possibly trying to do this situation and trying to figure out a knock sensor to help indicate that, just to give me a clue.
right.
Because back in the old days, back in '78, when we had the Chevy pickup truck, well, you cranked it up. We talked about this the other day
Right.
until it pinged.
Yeah. and
Back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, well, I don't think you're going to pick that up on aluminum head.
Yeah.
It's going to detonate. It's going to soften it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that, but I mean, that would be my first
Man.
thought.
Okay. That's some science. We did science.
And that's why also, so the other thing is I was talking to another friend about this, is the camshaft specs also is going to help this situation on what static compression is.
Correct. Your dynamic compression number is different.
Yeah, because like this thing here, when I checked compression on those 2 cylinders, it was 180 pounds on 5 revolutions, which is a decent amount of compression.
Yeah, cranking compression, absolutely.
I mean, you know.
Yep. But the timing of the camshaft setup can bleed off some of that compression.
Well, but the changing of the camshaft is going to give you more one end or more the other.
Right. And we can go down all kinds of.
Grab it holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's advance the cam timing.
That's what they are.
Well, actually, this thing is advanced.
Is it
I'm sorry.
retarded?
I'm sorry. It is retarded 2 degrees.
Okay. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
No.
That's not this episode.
That was just a feeling I had.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I wanted it to run out here, but I thought it'd still make enough torque.
Yeah.
And it does run out there.
And it makes torque.
And it makes torque. So I don't think it's wrong.
No, I think it's right.
Closing thoughts. Save the $1 per gallon.
Yes.
You
Just doesn't matter.
You built an efficient hot rod.
Yes.
This is being good for efficiency.
More power, less money.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, listen, when you're putting 20 gallons worth of gas in it, it's $1 less
That
expensive.
adds up.
You just saved lunch.
Yeah.
There you go. We did science, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
I'm
We
sure
learned a lot.
Well,
We learned a lot. What do you guys think? Are these replicatable results? Are we full of crap? The nice thing here is Bob allows us to use his dyno for all this kind of stuff, and he's willing to play along and have all this fun with us. So definitely a different kind of episode. Was not exactly what I planned on doing for the day, but good way to spend my evening hanging out here with Bob and doing some more dyno stuff, small block Chevy stuff for all you small block Chevy guys. I actually do have a very interesting small block Chevy project coming up in my near future that just kind of fell into my lap a couple of days ago, but we're not going to talk about that quite yet. I got to still talk Bob into taking this project on with me, and it's going to be something you have never seen before. which is probably something you've never heard before when it comes to small block Chevys. But you have to stay tuned for that. If you like this kind of thing, click on the subscribe button. My name is Austin. These are Automotive Adventures with Austin. If you can put up with me and my big beard and my big mouth, click on the subscribe button. It'd be great to have you. If you've been here before, if you've watched other videos of mine, thank you very much for being here. I truly do appreciate you. You guys watching my videos is what helps me pay to be able to do this kind of stuff. So thank you guys so very much. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. I love you. Bye-bye.